Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today it's time to do the preview show once more. We're previewing Celtic's Europa League playoff tie against AZ Alkmaar in the Europa League tomorrow night. A massive game for Celtic. We're guaranteed European group stage football, but the question is to what extent. Will we be in the Europa League or will we be in the Conference League? Celtic Football Club should be at the highest level. It's always been my opinion. So tomorrow night, it's massive we get off to a good start in this leg. Before we go any further with the video, please make sure to check out the top line of the description and get involved with OneFootball. OneFootball is the channel sponsor and it is the best place for you to keep up with Celtic in European football this season. If you want to see our group stage, if you want to see the stats against Alkmaar, if you want to look at the rest of the teams around Europe, if you really want to scout the opposition, this app will give you everything you need to know. Player stats, league tables, scores, everything, all in the one place. It's the best app you can get on the App Store, so make sure to use my link in the top line of the description. Well, how things change in the space of a couple of weeks. I remember, and we said this in the podcast yesterday, if you haven't listened to the Celtic The Thunder this week, I recommend you go and listen. It was a really good show, I thought. But we said a couple of weeks ago, we were in the studio, and the draw was done. We were knocked out from Midtjylland. We were drawn Alkmaar. If we got past, of course, Jablonec, we knew it was going to be AZ Alkmaar with the way things were going to go. And I turned to Ryan McGinley and I said, well, we're gubbed. There's no chance we were beating Alkmaar. At that point in time, I was so pessimistic in Celtic's ability to go and beat a side like AZ Alkmaar, who done quite well in the Dutch Eredivisie last season. I was pretty lifeless. I was pretty hopeless. I was just down and out, really, from the Midtjylland result. I thought if we can't beat Midtjylland, the side of Denmark, I don't even think they're the Danish champions, then there's no chance we're going to go and beat Alkmaar. That was the way I was thinking about it. Now, I am more than up for this tie, and I'm more confident than that Celtic can win this. And that will be mostly... the most importance of that comes from tomorrow night. It really does. The home leg is where we need to get the business done. I think we can't leave too many risks. We can't leave it too tight heading away from home. We need that Ange Postecoglou football that's got us all confident, got us all dreaming, to come through and show strong tomorrow to get a good result. That's how things have changed over the last couple of weeks. The football we've been playing, the goals we've been scoring, the confidence of every player in the team, the improvement of players like Anthony Ralston. You know, all those things have got me to this point where I'm now thinking, no, we can beat Alkmaar. We definitely can. And we can be in the Europa League group stage. Let's not ignore how important that is. And it was a point that was brought up on the podcast yesterday. And there is a few people, you know, who'll be like, Conference League, it's still European football, focus on the league. It's not right for Celtic to be playing at that level. First and foremost, Celtic should be aiming and should be in the Champions League group stages, and it's still annoying to me that we're not there, and we've not been there for now 4 years. We can't afford to drop down another level. We need to be in Europa League football, not for nothing financial. In terms of developing as a football club and developing our players, we need to be in a bare minimum Europa League position. And the example that I gave yesterday, and I know football has changed drastically in this kind of space of time, but Celtic were a side who, under Gordon Strachan and under Neil Lennon's first tenure, were making the Champions League group stages. You know, even Lennon got there in his last couple of attempts, 2 years on the bounce. And we were strong enough to compete with teams. Yes, we might not have beat them all the time, but we could compete with teams. We weren't getting spanked 6, 7, 8-0. We weren't getting beat, 7-1 off PSG, 7-0 off Barcelona, or whatever way about it was. We weren't getting beat 5-0 off PSG. We weren't getting, we were competing with big sides. We then took 2 years out to drop down to the Europa League when Ronnie Dyer was manager, and we went back to the Champions League, and we just couldn't compete with the bigger sides. We'd lost so much of the, number one, the financial gain that lets us say the best players. We lost the attraction. It was really difficult to get ourselves back to the standard of a lot of the bigger sides. Now, my point now is, what happens if we spend 2 years in the Conference League, even a year? Does that set us back a bit further from challenging in future seasons? I want to see Celtic back at the point where they can go far in Europe. I want to see Celtic getting to the final of the Europa League, ideally. I know it's not going to happen anytime soon with the state of football. It's just the way things are. But, before Peter Law was CEO of Celtic Football Club, we were in a Europa League final. We were in a UEFA Cup final. I want us to be back getting as far to that as possible, close to that as possible. But we're not going to get there by dropping into the Conference League. It is a massive, a significant importance that Celtic get the Europa League. in my eyes. Now, not everybody might agree with what I've been saying there, but that's how I look at it as a Celtic supporter. I want my team to be challenging at the best and highest level, and that should be the Champions League. But it's understandable with the way things are that we need to be in the Europa League. That's the way it is. But to me, the Conference League should be a no-go. We should be beating Alkmaar. We should have our sights set on this group stage of the Europa League, and we should be getting there. The game tomorrow night, it's interesting. How do we approach this? Do we go all out Ange ball? Do we go attack from the first whistle and try and get goals? To me, yes, I think we do. We need to take that advantage of the home crowd. We need to get goals. And I think that comfortably we'd go through if we win by 3 goals tomorrow night. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm not disrespecting AZ Alkmaar by any means, because they're a good side. They finished only a couple of points behind PSV last season in the Eredivisie. They are a good side. But there is a part of me that thinks with the football that we've been playing over the past few games, and with the goals we've been scoring and the form that players are on, and with the crowd being at probably its best tomorrow night, we can score 3 goals. We can score 4 goals. I don't know how many we'll concede, but we can do that. The chances we create, if we take the chances, there's no doubt in my mind we can score that many. I don't think it's going to be a case of Celtic being shut out, and I don't think AZ are going to be too tough to break down. I don't think they're going to make life that difficult. I think we will create, maybe not, how is it we got against Hearts, 30 odd chances, maybe not 30 odd chances, but Celtic can create 15 chances at least in this game, and we need to take 3 or 4 of them. I know that we've struggled with a couple of chances. We've missed some sitters, but we've made up for it in the sense that, you know, We've scored some really good ones alongside the misses, but tomorrow night we really need to take these chances. We really do. And if we do that, I'm confident if we go ahead to Holland next week with a 2-3-4 goal lead, don't want to get over myself, but just for talking's sake, we'll head through. We'll get to the Europa League, so we need to take advantage of that. And tomorrow night, yes, I would go Ange ball. I don't mind the thought of a McCarthy coming in. I don't mind the thought of a Sorrow coming in. Do that if we need to. If Ange sees it right and he thinks that we need a little bit more defensive stability, if we need a little more reinforcement in the middle of the park, then do it. I would actually maybe sway more towards that. But with the way we're playing, I mean, we need to go for what we're doing. We need to play those passes. We need to bomb players forward. And yes, let's be careful defensively. And I know a lot of people will be thinking to themselves, Ryan, what are you talking about? We need to be more reserved. We need to be a little more cautious. We can do that while attacking the game. We just need to be switched on at all times. We need to concentrate. And ultimately, what we're asking for is the best performance under Ange Postecoglou yet. I do believe that we can beat this side by playing attacking football and creating all those chances we create against Hearts, while also keeping a solid back line and a defence that's capable of keeping them out. I don't think that they're exclusive to one another. I don't think that you've got to pick one or the other. Ange Postecoglou has showed us so far he's a very intelligent man. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to set up a football team. And he can do that by giving us a defence that can keep them out, but also by creating us the most and best chances to see ourselves through to the next round. Ange will want this. You know, all those players will want this. They want to be in the Europa League. They want to be at the highest level. They want to make a name for themselves. There's players in this team who will be wanting a future that's beyond Celtic, ideally, and they have to show that at the highest levels, and the Europa League is the highest they can get right now. So they want that. That's ultimately it. I don't think they're exclusive to another. No, not to one another. No, you can certainly go out and create those chances while being solid at the back, and that's what I want to see from Celtic tomorrow. On the opposition, they have got a few familiar faces, a few names that will make life difficult. They've got players that are experienced, and they're battle ready. Bruno Martins Indi, Jordi Clase. Just a couple of names off the top of my head that I can think of. They're guys that maybe didn't succeed at the biggest levels that they went to, Premier League I'm talking, but they're players who can certainly do a job against Celtic in the Europa League playoffs. I can tell you that right now. So yeah, they'll definitely be ready. In terms of us, sad to hear that Christie's going to miss out. We're not too sure if Abada's going to miss out. That's the most annoying part for me, because our best front three that I have seen so far this season has been Christie, Kyogo and Abada. That's been the best front three in my eyes, and 2 of them could be out tomorrow night, which is really, really frustrating. How do you combat that? Well, you just send out another front three that's good enough, like we did at the weekend. Forrest, Kyogo, and And then, well, without Christie, it's a bit annoying, but we'll figure it out. Hopefully, Abada's back. I'm feeling it. I can feel Abada being back in the team. As for Celtic's team, I expect Ange to go with the most similar side that is possible to what we've seen at the weekend and what we've seen over the last couple of games. And I actually do think, I must admit, I do think he will send out that attacking three. I think it'll be Rogic. I think it'll be Turnbull, and I think it'll be McGregor. I really do think that's the three he'll send out. He could bring in Sorrow or McCarthy. It would make sense, and I won't complain if he does. I'm happy with any of that five to play. But I really do think he'll go with Rogic. I think he'll go with the same three. Now, I'm going to say that now, and he's got to change it, because the last two match previews I went, I think he'll go back to putting in Sorrow, and he's not done it. So now he's definitely going to go back to putting in Sorrow, but I think he's got to go with it. It's working too well at the minute, and all three of them deserve to play. Gives us the best chance of scoring goals. So I think it will be the three in the middle. I think it'll be the exact same back four as the weekend. I think Joe Hart will start in goals again. It's the front three. Oh, Edouard, of course. That's who I was trying to think of. And I go, who else is going to complete the three? Edouard, Kyogo and Forrest. That'll be the three. Yes. That's what was the weekend as well. Just slipped my head completely for a moment. That, I think, will be the team for Celtic. I think that'll be the 11 tomorrow. The exact same as the weekend, pretty much. I think that's what we'll see. I wish Christie and I wish Abada were there, and I hope Abada might be there, but we'll see what happens. That's the team. As for my score, we need to score goals. We do. I would love to see Celtic walk away with a 3-0 win or something. That would, to me, get us close to being over the line. Nothing's, of course, with Celtic in a playoff round, it's never over the line, but it would get us close to it. I'm going to play it more reserved, though. I'm going to say 2-0 to Celtic tomorrow night. That's my score prediction. We need to win. We can't make this job hard for ourselves over in Holland. Like and subscribe. I'll see y'all.